Still, my favorite part of the night is still when you said that your grandpa was in that wallet. That's why, that's why it's so big.
All right, here we go. Magic time. Ooh, this third show is going to be a stretch. In 3, 2, 1.
Hi guys, I am Adam Ferrara.
I'm Tanner Faust.
I'm Rutledge Wood.
And we're making a video podcast that looks just like this. What we're going to do is we're going to watch an episode of Top Gear, which is a show we used to be on.
That's right.
And we had a lot of fun doing it. So now we want to tell you how much fun we had doing it and give you some stories and behind-the-scenes stuff that you don't know about.
That's right.
This is end of season 1, correct?
Yeah, this was our last big journey. We went to Alaska.
Mind you, we'd just gotten to know each other. We'd only worked
Right.
together for
A few months at this point.
Yeah.
To find America's toughest truck. So whether you're watching on Hulu or on YouTube or some other service, wherever you are in the world, Tanner's going to count it down. You can start the show. There's going to be some opening credits, but you should be able to sync it up and enjoy America's toughest truck.
So season 1, toughest truck. End of the season. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, play.
There we go. Okay. Opening credits when they kick in. Make yourself comfortable. Make yourself a drink. Grab a Rockstar.
Oh, if you're thirsty, we got plenty of Rockstar up
we
here.
have plenty.
It sure is hot in here.
I'm just going to level with you guys. So Tanner is a sponsored Rockstar athlete from all of his insane driving, and there are hundreds of cases here. So every single time I'm here, it's just as much as you could want.
Yeah. So we're drinking them all. We've been up since June.
Oh, actually, it's really delicious.
It
It's
is
sugar-free.
delicious.
There's a blurple.
You wouldn't want to spill any on your camo pants there, but
I
so be
wouldn't. They're
careful.
stretchy.
Okay. There's the opening credits. Here we go. Oh, and this is when we still had the studio.
What a good time.
Yes. What happened?
I stole that jacket.
You did?
Yeah, I kept it.
You should give it back.
I kept that jacket. It was great.
Well,
the studio was funny, wasn't it?
I had fun doing the studio. We lost it
my
after
gosh,
season.
Rutledge,
with
look
the
at
old
you.
glasses.
Wow.
Look at
You're a
you.
child.
Little rectangular there. I was a baby, wasn't I?
Uh-huh.
I think I was 26.
The
when we shot
studio
this, 27?
stopped season
After
3.
season 2, yeah.
I did not enjoy the studio so
No?
much. You guys are so good at literally picking up a microphone and working a crowd. I never had that part of it. You know, I just did the driving. So for me, the studio was like, okay, yeah, 4.27 seconds to say these words. Ready, go.
Well, it was weird because being there, we would do all these different takes, and it was super fun. And they did kind of this classic thing where like, all right, so do it one way, this kind of way, and then do another one, like a little more this, and then do a freestyle, whatever y'all want to do. So the ones that we did were really, really fun. And then they chose what I would define as the most British of the 3, and they all look like we were asleep. I don't know what. Sometimes you just got to be honest and be like, wow, that part didn't look very great.
That's
but
why we
look
have
at
Rockstar.
these views.
I also
Wow.
felt bad for the audience because they sat those people for 8 hours in some
but
cases.
we met
What's
some
that?
really
There
cool
were no
people.
seats.
That's
The
true.
audience
They just-
stood.
That's right.
They stood around. Look at this. So we were trying to get to the Knik Glacier, mostly because from the movie Grease, we heard that a hickey from Kaniki is like a Hallmark card.
Care enough to send the very best.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know that movie, Grease? It's
Nope.
the word.
There it goes. It's right over his head.
Yeah.
It's
the word.
going down the road.
I did. I got
Go
to drive.
Grease Lightning.
Oh, this was amazing because we'd just been dropped off, and Adam is immediately prepared for nature.
P.S. We drove. Didn't we fly a seaplane to get out here?
Yes.
Oh, we did.
I-
Tiny
yes.
little one.
And I love planes. And I remember you guys were super freaked out. I have a picture, actually. You guys are wearing X Games gold medals in this plane. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I love that.
Freaked out.
I didn't bring any hair product, and you brought this dumbass hat.
Jeez.
Which the whole time you're like, you know, this hat was crapped out by an elephant once because it had some story.
Yeah, some story.
Oh, twice. No, it got crapped out by an elephant twice.
Not this particular
And that's
one.
the one he
but
bought.
one.
Yeah.
Also, if you're like a real purist, we can't watch and show you all the volume or anything, but we're watching with closed captioning. When we did the voiceovers for this show, we had our season wrap party the night before. I know that Dodge Ram had a 5.9, but apparently the person that drove a Prius and wrote this script I was reading thought it had a 5.7. That'd be a 350 and shit. I know the difference. But every time this show would air, all the Mopar crowd would come after me.
Yell at you?
What kind of expert are you? Yeah. You don't know what's in it? No, I do, man, but it's hard to explain. We had a great party the night before.
Just be honest. You were hungover.
Completely.
Oh my gosh, I have
bad.
not seen this truck for at least
Wow.
8 years.
That thing was awesome.
It's hideous, but it was incredible.
Bottom
right?
was Linexed because it was rusting. Oh, I still have the shift knob from that. I have a shifter ball, don't I?
You know what I took for
What?
mine? I took the lunatic I bought my truck from had a suicide knob on it that kept screwing up my thumb, and I couldn't take it off. Oh,
This
I'm talking about
truck-
my thumb. I couldn't get it
Right.
off.
This truck was originally a diesel, and then they put a 305 or a 350 in there. And it's funny because anytime, like for these trucks, we were trying to buy trucks in Alaska, which was super difficult because I think y'all saw when you get up there, you realize people in Alaska use vehicles way differently than anyone in the rest of the country does.
So
If it'll start, they'll use it.
had you been to Alaska before
No.
the show?
No.
No, me either.
I didn't know crap
And I
about
know
it.
it was
No, I
the-
was, but I did stand up in Anchorage, so I went to a
That's
theater.
Alaska.
That was Alaska, but it was a theater.
It's
That's Alaska?
Thank you.
Good to know.
So there's, it was like they always said it was the Wild West and the, the
that
untouched
mess of a
frontier.
truck.
And so you're thinking, oh, we're going to be on these trails. We're going to have to be careful of the wildlife and all this stuff. It's not like that there. It's like if you are here and you need to get over that mountain, you just drive straight through and over everything to get there.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. That's what the Wild West is all about. And so every truck that you get, even the used ones, have been literally driven over trees, through streams, through
Everything.
rivers. They've been salvaged tire. There's not a truck there without a salvaged
Okay,
tire.
so now that Toyota pickup, if our truck went down, you had to drive the Toyota pickup.
Which was totally set up to be like almost like an Alaskan rock crawler, right? Like the suspension on it had these crazy long trail arms. Above about
Geared really low.
10 miles an hour, it was
Yeah.
intense.
Remember the tires on the road?
The joy here is that before
I am literally wearing that blue shirt, by the way.
He's wearing the same shirt.
the same one right now,
Yeah.
what are the chances? So isn't this the show, dude, where I don't know if it's in here, but you set off the bear spray
Oh,
by
yeah.
accident.
I read about the bear. First, it scared the hell out of me. First of all, I'm from New York, all right? The wilderness to me is the grass divider on Park Avenue. So I know nothing. I start reading about Alaska. There's bears and stuff there. So I got bear spray. So I was telling everybody, it was in my vest, and all of a sudden I took out the bear spray, and Rupert, who was our director,
Rupert.
yeah, he hit the dirt real quick because he knew that the bear spray went off. And everyone, like the whole cloud of bear repellent went around.
No, Rupert, being the trained, man that he is, dove to the ground, started flicking dirt on his head.
In his face, so he wouldn't breathe it in.
Former British Special Forces, I believe. But it was, there's probably 15, 12 of us in this one little spot trying to do the opening for the show. And there we all just immediately hit the ground from your bear spray.
Yeah. Boy,
That was big.
Yeah, Adam let the bear spray off.
Oopsie.
See, look, moose, elk, they're poisonous, no?
You were they're not poison. If they eat you,
See?
that could be a problem. I love that, like,
you're a good sport, right?
we didn't know what we were packing for. Like, Adam and I were not wilderness adventurers.
No.
Clearly.
No.
Park Avenue being your wilderness. Mine was like, I went camping once with my parents, and I was like, cool, pass.
Glad we
Thanks
did it.
anyway.
And cross this one off the list.
So we're out here in this stuff. But my truck, we only had like $5,000 to buy a truck. And so you
loved
couldn't
that
fight
truck.
anything. Yeah, Chuck Norris, I called it. But it's funny. The good thing it had was a new set of tires. Everything else was beat to all hell. The brakes stunk,
yes.
right? Clearly. It had a lift kit, and it had, I swear, 300,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
But that was the only reason I could afford it. That was $4,900 or something. Your truck was
78. It was a 78. I think it was a 78. I'm not quite sure.
F-250.
Ford, but underneath was like a 73. It was
That's
a
right.
Frankenstein.
Completely.
And your truck was Chuck Norris. Mine was Keith Richards because it just wouldn't die.
It was amazing.
It wouldn't die. All the things it's been through. And yours was Blurple.
Blurple.
We named it Blurple.
I was never a Dodge fan for
I was gonna
lots
say,
of different reasons.
Rutledge
And
would.
that was the thing. I
a
wanted to find
Mopar.
one with a Cummins, but you couldn't find one. Like up there, it was so different.
Yours was kind of the shoe-in, right? Because it was the newest, it had
Right.
the most power, the newest engine. I think it had the lowest mileage.
At 300,000, I'm not
Right.
sure it was right. It still may have, but it was completely beat.
Where is that hat, by the way? Man,
It's got to be here somewhere.
seriously.
Ugh.
Our hair
We'll
was
just-
so
Let's find the
funny, man.
elephant and just wait. It'll be out soon.
Any minute. This was also the first time that I realized that there are rednecks everywhere. right? Do you remember the
yeah.
our like local fixer guys that were with us? So a lot of times we would find we had producers that would go with us for the show. So like they knew where we were going. The three of us never did. And so they would find these local producers to help us, and they would say, "Oh, well, I know this guy, and if we need this, well, or whatever it is, right?"
Fixers.
Well, these dudes were so fun and so cool. They were wearing like locomotive overalls all week, and just were amazing. And really, the fun began when they started asking us, like, because did y'all get to help figure out what you would sleep in? Like, I helped with this idea of the cabin.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where my log cabin comes from in the back of my truck.
I did not.
Okay.
No, you just showed up.
I showed in this particular one. It wasn't until late. At this time, I was racing 15 weekends a year in Europe and 20 weekends here.
That's a big track.
And I was not doing a lot of. And so they were just like, "Oh no, it's cool. When you get there, everything will be all set." And got there, and they made this ridiculous, like 3 spoilers on the thing because they were like,
that's right.
"Oh, race
Looked like
spoiler,
a
we're gonna put
skateboard
it."
ramp.
Yeah,
I forgot that. It looked like a quarter pipe on the back of the
didn't it?
truck.
yeah, it was
Well,
like
that's the thing. Tanner would just show up and go, "What am I driving?" Because that was his job. He shows up and just drives stuff, and then he leaves. So we had to like actually plan it out. I made mine a cage because I was afraid of I was literally afraid of bears.
Legitimately.
So that's why I made a cage. So the bears would be on the outside of the cage, and I'd be on the inside of the cage. They couldn't get me.
Yeah. It was 400,000 miles, it said. So I just thought, why don't I build a tiny cabin?
76. It was a 76 F2.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it was, for the record, I was into tiny house living before that was a thing. I built a miniature cabin.
See that?
We had this awesome artist create it. And then I thought, of course, this truck's going to win. It's the newest. I'll just ship this home. So I had looked into shipping,
that hand position, Adam.
trying to figure
Power
out how can we get
steering.
this
I had to
home.
turn it.
Whatever.
Okay.
Jesus.
How's this hand position? Just all right? Are we getting this?
That's the bird,
Good.
if you're unfamiliar.
That hand
Maybe
position.
you're listening. How's that a him position?
It's just like,
Too much. It was so good,
I got
man.
radios. I got everything. That hand position. Okay.
Now y'all can tell, they put
Not
a
an
roll
emergency.
cage. Not an emergency!
oh my gosh.
Oh, that was Iceland, I
Guys.
think.
That hand position. So I remember once because you'll do something, right? And Tanner, you think you've done the best thing. Like I landed, I hit the mark, I
Right.
slid it right.
It's
and he just comes
amazing.
out, he's like this. He's like, he over-rotated. You couldn't.
Quarter less input on the steering.
I'm
you'd be
just
totally
happy
right
everybody's
spot.
okay.
Why are you coming in? I told you 8/10. 8/10.
I'm just happy you're fine.
You're like 10 tenths, 2 tenths.
Yeah.
I'm 2 tenths.
Yeah, I'm too tense. Yeah, it's too much stress on me. Remember the Ferrari and the Corvette when I was in the chasing you? You were in a Ferrari. You were in a 458, and I was in the ZR1. Anyway, I was in a Corvette, and I was chasing you, and you were looking in the rearview mirror, and I was out of shape in a turn, and the ABS was kicking back. He's like, "Didn't you feel the ABS?" I go, "Yeah, I need this shit. That's what it's there for."
That's why they put it in, for people like me. So yeah, this was
Scare me.
this was
Just sometimes.
This was the last
Sometimes.
show that we did in the very first season. And so keep in mind, the three of us were all, I think we were all a little apprehensive because we're going to do this show that we know is this legendary brand. And the three of us all very clearly stated like, well, we can't pretend to be them. But if you want 3 idiots to go put in cars,
I'm in.
we're idiots.
Oh, Jesus,
We can't be
Adam.
these other guys. Oh, is that the first time you hit me?
That's the first time I ever crashed into one of your cars, and it was glorious.
And it messed up my door the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Oh, that
And I
drove me
remember, I go,
crazy.
I don't want to hit the front of the car. I don't want to break the radiator.
Doink.
Yeah, this
Look
was.
at this.
and
I'm so mad. Look at it. Oh, it cased my whole door in. What a jerk. That looks much better.
it was a big relief when it was finally not about kind of how Top Gear had been.
Right.
And this was one of the first shows where it's just like, whatever, just do your thing. Be yourself. You're gonna hit car, do it. If you're gonna get stuck, whatever, doesn't matter.
We found the series here.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
I remember telling you guys, we're either gonna find the show on this trip or we're gonna kill each other. But we'll have an answer by the time this trip's over.
One of them.
Yeah.
Because turns out it's a really hard thing. It's way harder to do. Like, we couldn't come out and pretend like we all knew each other.
Yeah.
And you should totally believe everything we're saying. So instead, we just decided to be 3 people on these insane road trips that are going to get to know each other better. And I think that was cool because I really think the audience was able to grow along with us in that process. And so there were certainly people who never gave the show a chance and didn't watch it. They're like, oh, UK show's better. Yeah, no crap. They also had millions and millions of dollars.
And how many years in?
Yeah, completely.
You know, they changed the guy. May wasn't there at the beginning.
And their first couple seasons still weren't very good. And
he's
that's
like the second drummer. They had a different drummer on the first couple albums.
That's true. That's absolutely they did. So I think that was a real learning process.
So I recognize this parking lot. I know this is, you guys probably won't remember this. Yeah, that was ridiculous. We got 3 freaking wings.
Yeah.
But this,
you know what's more ridiculous is the wing position. Just terrible.
Well, the
Did
one
you
is
put hardwood
not
floors
angled.
in there? That's
Yeah,
really nice,
it
man.
actually was nice. I did
Little
sleep
yoga
in there.
studio.
I remember I kind of got pneumonia. I
you were
lost
sick.
my voice.
Kind
after
of got pneumonia?
Yeah, after sleeping in this, I lost my voice. Bronchitis for sure. But
I got bronchitis.
it lasted for a long time.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
This was a tough day. You know, I'm a pretty private guy, but on this day, remember I got that call that my daughter had gotten bitten by a dog.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, just seeing literally
Fezzed
any of
up.
that stuff in the back.
Oh,
That's
you were so
when,
spun out.
and that's when we closed ranks, because we were breaking each other's balls, trying to find a bond with us, and you were in trouble. And I remember me and Rut. It wasn't nothing verbal. I just remember just closing ranks around.
Yeah,
You
it was
go,
a tough day.
what do you need to get through this?
It was a tough
Look,
day.
every time I see that truck, I want syrup. I don't know why.
I still. So here's the funny thing: we spent all this time in these different vehicles, and so they would, when they kind of became a part of us, we also did that thing where if we knew it was going to the scrapyard, we would try to take something. So I have the shift knob from the transfer case, and I have the door handle from this door at home in like my pile of crap to do something
How
with
big
one
is
day.
that pile of crap?
It's bigger than you
Oh,
think, because we
I
take
have-
stuff from everything.
I have a whole cabinet.
Yeah.
I tried to make it a museum so I can get a tax break on my house.
Did you just put a
Good
beaver
stuff.
skin on your head?
Yeah, also you're on my porch,
Yeah.
so watch out. Oh, here comes the old foot panel for
There
the
you go.
6'3", fella.
That's genius.
I've worn those boots one time since then, and yet I won't donate them. Like,
No?
just in case I might go hiking soon.
Let's be honest. They're
Makes
not going to
no
fit
sense.
anybody.
I
12
know.
years later.
Yep, 12 years later.
Look at you. You got your coonskin merkin.
Look, I don't think that's a merkin, technically.
Why
if you're
did
not
you-
sure, you should Google that.
Why'd you wear the boots the second time?
Maybe when we went to Iceland. But then I had to get snow boots.
Oh,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
snow boots.
Remember?
I still have the pants from my
Sorrel.
I still got the jacket from
He wore
ice
his. He
racing.
wore his yesterday.
I had
got
one
it.
in Atlanta when I
That's
saw you.
right.
It's a great travel jacket.
We didn't get a lot of cool freebies out of the show, but boy, those
There's
one
my,
jackets.
there we go. And lions will scare bears.
Blaze orange.
Brilliant.
This looks so terrible,
brilliant.
man. I remember looking you in the face thinking, well, he's crazier than I thought. I felt like you were pretty far out there, but you so believed in this cage of your
lions
safety.
scare bears.
It was really brilliant.
And I had a lion roaring. You push a button, it goes. "Roar."
That's true. A tiny speaker.
Was this the
Yeah.
parking lot where you brought out the bear spray?
No,
No,
that
that
was
was a different spot.
before we did the.
that was before
the
we
run
shot
to-
a single film.
Yeah, we,
Okay.
nothing
He
we
took
shot.
the entire crew
That's
down.
before we did the lake run.
That was a little
See,
foreshadowing.
there it is.
Look, guys, I got a $14 speaker from J.C. Whitney. Mm-hmm. You're going to love it. This was, Adam, had you ever been camping or slept outside before this?
Not in Alaska, no. I went camping before. We would go to Lake George. So it was we're on a little island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you sleep in a tent?
Yeah, I slept in a tent, then I slept in a boat. I said, what am I doing? I got a cabin in a boat. I'm going to sleep in a
Yeah,
boat.
I'll be over there.
Yeah.
That's better. This was just such a weird, I mean, it feels like yesterday, doesn't
What?
it?
Oh, that's a good point. You're sleeping outside basically.
Yeah.
And it's like the wettest spring ever.
What's funny, growing up in Alabama, all I really knew about Alaska was that one time we bought part of Canada.
That was it?
That was literally the extent of my knowledge. And old people go there on cruises.
Yeah.
So when we got up there, I think all of us were, we were like sponges, man. We didn't understand kind of the culture. Didn't we go to the Walmart up there and it was like a total eye-opener?
Yeah.
So different in every regard.
See that shirt?
He's wearing it right now.
You know, when it's right, it's right.
Yeah. You're right.
What an idiot. Why? I saw you come downstairs in that shirt and I was like, that can't be.
Is it
And
the
then
same one? You must have. No, there it is.
This really.
You are beautiful.
Hey, here's looking at you,
Yeah.
kid.
Salud.
Hey, how's that rock star?
Oh, yeah.
Is it hitting the spot? There you go.
Ad time.
Yeah. Cheers.
You want a fresh one?
Yeah, I better get a freshie.
I like the thermo. Oh, I'm up.
I want to thank our sponsors that are all unofficial sponsors.
Yeah, that are yet to arrive.
Grillo's Pickles, the best pickles in the game.
Really?
Still love them. Can't get enough.
That's cool.
Try them. They're in your local deli.
We're fishing
fridge.
for grill. I'm gonna aim a little bit bigger. The Shelby GT 500. Thank you so much for giving me one.
I was just saying.
This is your future
I got some free
sponsorship.
pickles out of the deal,
Yeah.
but if you get a free Shelby, I'll plug somebody else.
There you go.
Did you, at this point, did you have any idea the shit we were about to get into?
No.
The crazy part for me is that, like, I've never seen an elk in person. Remember that one? We were waiting for it to cross.
Yeah.
There was a moose and then an
Yeah.
elk crossing the street, and we had to wait for him.
And they would just stay. We're blowing a horn, and they would just look at us like, "What is wrong with you?
Yeah, no.
I live here.
Pardon me, sir.
That lion's fooling nobody."
That bear spray, by the way, it still smells. Very strong.
So were you or were you not in third gear for this?
No.
Okay.
Dude, if we saw a stream if we saw like a trail of water running through the parking lot, you would get stuck.
Yeah.
So
Like, done. Stuff.
Done.
That thing had so much power and torque. How did it just stop?
and that was
Finished.
the look on my face was, that's amazing. How could a truck that tough get stuck right there?
See the smoke coming out the hood? I think that was a little bit of clutch smoke. See that smoke?
That's not clutch smoke. That's a hot engine in an
And water.
unbelievably cold stream. The fact that it didn't sweep you away was also pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
look at this face. Look at this face.
Why don't you come on out?
That's the rescue team.
Way to go. Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, it was really helpful. I'm sorry. I don't think we knew that
The
we
gear
seemed-
pattern on mine,
so
reverse
insensitive.
was playing hide and seek.
Yeah.
Because reverse was way over, and if I remember correctly, way over and up for some reason. So I have no idea what that transmission was in there.
Oh, wait. And you dove in there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just said, oh, here, I'll bring in the tow strap. I just drove right across. That's what I'm talking about. What an idiot. I'm sorry, man.
Look,
You know, things don't seem that
you
insensitive.
did that on purpose. You know you did it on purpose. And I knew you were going to do it. I'm like, I'm not
He's
doing
going to
this.
short throw it.
I'm
Thanks
not
a
doing
lot,
this. I'll wait
buddy.
for the second one. Bad enough I'm stuck here.
Thanks so much for short throwing it. What a tool. That's my bad. You know, at the time, you don't feel like, 10 years from now, I'm going to watch this with my friends and feel bad about
No.
giving them so much crap.
I feel bad, too.
Amazingly, your bed didn't get soaked there.
Right. I mean, all your sleeping bags back there, we can see it. The crazy part was that for me being in Alaska, it felt like every hill, we'd get out a little bit, and it felt like heaven was like just over the next hill. It was oddly like super spiritual. It's really
I was so
pretty.
happy Keith Richards lives. That's where he gave it. That's where I gave him the name, Keith Richards.
And it was the cleanest that
It's
truck
not
ever
gonna
looked
die.
after almost washing away in the
That's
river.
right.
This was, I feel, pretty sure this is about when the coffee started to hit me, and I thought, where are we going to go to the bathroom out here? Huh.
That's
We don't have a
graphic.
plan for this. I think
See?
that's...
Keith Richards.
Rain came out of nowhere, and then, ladies and gentlemen, I think the next thing that happens might be the bumper dumper.
Yeah.
God, I miss jumping that truck.
It was really fun, wasn't it?
There was a time when I don't know if it's this hill, but there was we had a tire, like half a tire, and then the next was death.
Yes,
Just
that was
going-
many.
That was really scary.
Many hills in many different places. It felt like, I don't know. It's funny because I've been off-roading a bunch with my friends and stuff, but nothing that looks like this.
No, this is another planet.
Now, this was another plane. Remember we had a helicopter for a lot of this.
This was
Yes.
This
Yeah.
was it. Yeah.
That was back before the drone days. Back before that minivan
That's,
crap.
that's when you had to work for it.
Ran off of my full-size van.
You need yourself a pilot.
Oh, it was a great time. And I mean, we always knew what a good driver you were, like obviously, but I think it was times like these.
This is it. Yeah, this was the edge where I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this is getting.
These were those times where I was like, oh, you're really good, but you're also like a child with a license.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't not, if you saw a turn that was soft gravel, you're
Yeah.
like, well, I'm gonna peg it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or puddle. Or,
Pardon me, yeah.
And we grew to
pass
love
one
you,
up.
but what a dick.
I now
a
when I'm driving my Tundra at home, I will swerve for puddles. And the girls are like, "Why do you do that?" I was like, "Oh, Uncle Tanner does. I can't help it. I don't know what to tell you." That was
look
this
how
was
fun that
so
is. Come
much-
on.
Yeah.
so much
Oh,
fun.
this is. Okay.
This is when you got that hack because you robbed a bank, I think.
Yeah, no, that one actually. There we go.
Oh,
That was
boom!
me.
That literally,
Steering wheel knocked
morning.
out of your hands. Ow.
literally knocked the steering wheel out.
Okay, that was my bad.
That hat actually got shit out by a mongoose.
That,
Yeah,
was a
That
very.
was a selling
Twice.
point to
It
that
was a
hat.
very. Dude, look at that! I can't see through the windshield. Oh, that Chuck Norris was just amazing. We need to go back there.
Didn't
Like,
it get stuck
what?
here? Didn't it get stuck?
Did I?
I think you
Yep.
you went
Yeah.
like off the edge. Oh Jesus!
No, I was really just. There was a high side and a low side, and I went the wrong side. I need a
We
little
got
help.
you out of this.
Oopsie!
Yeah.
I really torqued that sucker. I was good and in there. And
Oh,
you
and
just
then
said,
I got super stuck.
Yeah, you did dumber shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, were you in third gear? Is that what?
Yeah.
I don't
Probably
think
wasn't
I
third
do
gear.
that anymore. It's what I just rolled down my window.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a river through your window. Oh, the classic. Hey, watch this. Really
That is a river.
didn't pan out
Hold
well for
my
you.
beer.
Oh my gosh.
How did you? I mean, we look like we were flipped
yeah.
on different sides. That was fantastic.
Oh, remember the guy who was screaming at us because I tied it to
The dude with the huge pistol.
Yeah, the guy with the big.
It was like a
44 Magnum.
14-inch
Yeah.
long pistol. What a pain in the ass he
Just
was.
walking around with his shoulder holster. Hey, White Earp. It's a friggin' car show. Take it easy.
That guy, he's one of those dudes that you know he meant well, but he was just such a horse's ass. And he made terrible breakfast.
Just a blue shirt wearing.
Do you
a
remember?
I don't
Everybody's
remember.
like, oh, come have eggs. And you get over there and you're like, this is the worst looking crap I've ever seen. I'd rather not eat than see this. And the whole crew's like, hey, breakfast sucks. So just heads up. And you're like, well, should we tell anybody? They're like, you want to tell the guy with the big pistol
Yeah.
that he makes crappy eggs?
Yeah, we don't like
No,
your
I'm
breakfast.
good. I'll just be over here, man.
Go
I'll
ahead.
just be over here.
Make my breakfast.
And do you remember, what was the guy's name? He was a producer, brown hair. He's
Yeah.
from Boston.
Logan?
He ended up buying your Legend, that green Legend that you
Oh
fixed
yeah.
up.
Oh,
Man, what was his name? He was out there with us. He was really fun.
I liked him. Yeah, he was fun, but the local dude was. Oh, that.
What do you think his name was? Hayden? No.
No.
It wasn't Hayden. Hayden was there on this one, but it was the other guy. What was that guy's name?
Same belt as season 3, by the way.
I don't think your wardrobe. I don't think your wardrobe ever changed. Look
yeah.
at you, dude. You're driving, leaning
I
45
got you.
degrees over.
I got you.
Oh, that was massive,
blurple
dude.
truck.
Yes.
That was
Keith Richards,
massive.
baby. Stick with me, Mick. I'll write us an album.
And then
yes.
look at you
Wow.
on top, beating your chest.
Yes.
It's like Tarzan.
Yes.
That was phenomenal.
Yes.
So it was that hole. That was the mud hole, for the record, when you walked up and you're like, hey, this show's going to work.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? You're like, people are going to love this stuff, or we are never going to shoot another thing together.
Yeah.
I think they're going to love it. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, man. Can I get that tow rope?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Cool.
Why don't you pull me out?
Cool. I'm still stuck. I don't want to get out. Oh, yes, you with a cup of gas on the fire.
And this
Classic.
is midnight.
Yeah,
Still-
exactly.
It totally was.
How
Yeah.
late does it stay light? I remember thinking that. This is the night
right.
that we slept in our trucks and got sick.
Yeah, all of us got colds. My vision got worse because I was wearing those weird glasses.
Such a. Are those the same? No.
No, I just wish someone would have been like, hey, whoop.
Yeah.
Just slide them up a little
Make 'em
bit,
bigger.
buddy.
You know when you got new glasses? After we did the Tonight Show.
Ah, okay.
Because I remember
that was fun.
I have a picture of me, you, Jay, and old blue shirt, and you got different glasses on.
Wasn't it weird he was wearing the same blue shirt on the
On the
Tonight Show?
Yeah.
Class it up a little, bro. Oh, just nothing like kicking my legs out. So we slept it. So we didn't always. Sometimes we were like, oh, we're going to sleep in our cars. We legitimately did.
Yeah.
And about 3 or 4 in the morning, which still looked
Like
identical
this.
to this.
Yeah.
Pouring rain.
Pouring rain, and I had to bring my feet in because my ankles were getting wet. Then I had to sleep. I couldn't fit in there at all. Were y'all both wet? You were, because you were in your
Yes.
tent in the
I
thing.
was under a drop cloth.
Well, it worked.
Yeah, I was like an outdoor barbecue. I was just wrapped in a drop cloth.
My
Rusting.
Stupid little spoilers were just funneling water into the thing.
Yours, that tin roof.
It was loud.
It was ping, 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 ping,
Yeah,
ping,
it
ping,
was
ping.
loud.
I feel like did they cut the part out where y'all were trying to kill me when I was going to the bathroom, or
I don't see it. I thought that was.
I
It's
felt like
funny.
that
All
was
the
early.
swear words are okay for the European market, but the pooping scene is
We're not
inappropriate.
going to
That's
show
too
the
much.
bearded dude
Yeah.
taking a dump.
Oh
Yeah.
wait.
No, this is it.
Oh gosh, here it comes.
Is this us scheming?
Yeah.
Is this when? So at some point you unbolted, I think, my log cabin for my truck because I was under the impression that.
No, I just saw it jump off the deck a little bit on that last off-roading thing. So you just had to go big enough that it would bounce out.
There you are.
Are you convinced?
There you
oh,
are.
There you are.
he is.
Hey, there's a naked bearded
Y'all
lady.
started playing animal noises over the
Yep.
thing. I didn't think this
What
was
are you
funny at
reading
all.
there?
I was on I was on the toilet seat,
John
and
Paul
then
Sartre.
you
Hell is other
were
people.
3 inches from me. Y'all thought this was so funny. I did not find the humor in it.
That's hysterical.
And also, I really had to go, and that's when the producer's like, "Hey, so while he's over there, just why don't you guys just go rattle his cage?" a bit?"
Yeah.
And y'all were like, "Okay, go. See you." That was a bad.
But
unpleasant.
These trips were the most fun for me. Anytime we did the journeys, those were the most fun for. Oh, I think this is where Keith dies.
Spoiler alert: you're stuck again.
He dies again. Gosh, he didn't even make it
Surprise.
halfway through the episode.
I don't know what gear you were in.
Well, he
think
went through
whatever
drive
gear you were
shafts.
in
Right
was
here, look at this.
In the wrong gear the whole time.
It was drive shafts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the drive shaft went.
It was
Yeah.
definitely just pieced together. Oh, that was huge.
This
You
was
went
held together
way
by
up
duct
there.
tape and hope. This truck.
Good douche.
Look at you with the bungee cords on you.
Oh, that's right. The hood was bouncing like crazy. It was, it was about the tires with that. Look at the size of the boulders you're moving with that. Third gear's doing well, though.
Oh, yep, there it went.
Oh, you heard it actually pop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
There it is.
Yep.
Oh, boy, that was big. That was a big one. I was just talking about my T-shirt.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was, that's a tough.
How did you? Where'd you get that shirt? Was that the Walmart shirt?
Well, it's so dirty, I've now just flipped it inside out.
Oh.
Well,
Because
You're very
it was,
tidy.
Right? It was just, we were so gross up there. You had to layer. Oh, we'll see you back camp. Oh,
Did we
another time
ditch
we're
you?
leaving you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Again? You're horrible people.
Right.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
With your bear spray and your lion picture.
We
you'll
just
be good.
pushed it off the trail. I think because it wouldn't pull itself up in front wheel drive.
There
as
was
well. like
nothing
you know,
left.
You couldn't use it just on the front drive shaft. But
The transfer case just went. No, look
And
at
the
me.
guys were saying like, "Oh, we're gonna come back and get it."
we'll patch this up. We'll fix it.
Yeah.
For
That's
the
not
record,
entirely
a much. Why am I wearing a?
Yeah. Is that racist?
I don't think so.
Okay, no.
Definitely not stylish.
It's no.
I think it was in the truck, but
Really? Maybe I should have turned it inside out to be the fashion maven that you are.
no, I just mean like I don't believe you packed it. I was trying to give you some credit. I think you found it in the truck.
I did.
You don't have to be a dick about it. Oh, guys, so anybody seen my Asian bandana?
Definitely
I'm
not
kind of
stylish.
Karate Kid inspired.
Oh, this is where you lose your
Oh
house.
boy. Oh, it was so.
You
dude,
were
this was
so angry
massive.
about splashing here because you couldn't see. Oh, I didn't buckle up.
This thing was. Oh boy, this hill was gigantic, and I just knew you got to go all out.
Hey, what you did?
And then,
That's
there
it.
goes my cabin. You lost, and you're like, you're saying it, and I was like, wait, what?
Oh, you were buckled up. Jeez. I
Well,
did
of
get some
course.
slack after this for not being buckled up.
Well, you had like the lap belt on, but you didn't wear
Yeah.
the shoulders, and then you're like, oh, let me help. I'll just smash this to smithereens.
Yeah. It's in the way, Rut. I can't get around it.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm either gonna hit it or you. Which one? Thanks, guy.
Somebody must
look.
have told me to do that. I
Oh,
don't
is that
know
what
if
it was?
I
You're gonna
ever would have
the
done
blame
that.
game?
I suppose it's
Somebody
awesome.
must have told
Come
you
on.
to do it, and he lives right in your
Yeah,
head.
that was great. That
It
was so much fun.
dude. It was so
Yeah, I
big.
just remember I fucking yelled so loud.
It was so massive. Here's a roof shingle, you jerk. You were trying to pull my pillow and my sleeping bag out for me. Thank you. Then we had to load all the crap up. Remember what Hesslingwood said? Leave nothing but your footprints.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Police your brass.
That's right. That's right. Oh, here we go.
Oh, when we
Oh,
burned
the
it.
bonfire.
Yeah.
Start
That's
a
right.
fire. That was a good time. Oh,
God, actually,
there's one thing we did well on this trip.
Yeah.
Light
you
fires.
did some lights and fires. Nice hat.
Yep. It's there's my toilet. It's probably 10:30 at night here.
Yeah.
Just the sun is up
By the third day, we all had a psychotic break.
completely. We didn't know which way was up. 250 was toast. We had so many. And it felt like the crew was gigantic, and they were. I don't remember. Oh, everybody was moving around Land Cruisers.
Didn't we have, I don't know, 8 of them, 6 of them?
Yeah, there was a bunch because that Captain Long Pistol was a part of a Land Cruiser club.
Well, that guy.
I hope he's doing well. Hope he. You know what? Genuinely, I hope he found some happiness. That guy was always a little shy.
He's got the
in
gun to
department.
hunt it down.
That's true.
Shh! I see joy.
I see.
I'm going to shoot it.
I see them. So where we are at this point in the show, we are on our way to that big glacier, right? Because the idea was we had to drive, we had to touch that. So this is all off-highway vehicle roads, kind of like what they have in California, but up here you can go
Oh, good, the hat's back.
to all these amazing places.
Oh, yes.
And this is
You
where...
just wanted
the
to,
banked. Oh,
You just wanted to crawl through this water.
Disagree.
Remember this? Yeah, look at
Disagree.
you crawling through this water.
I just was trying to not die every time.
I had
okay?
given up on everything at this point. It was like, I'm just gotta splash.
And then because you hit my door, every time you would go by me, it would just sheet water onto my lap.
Wasn't your truck dying anyway? It would just have
Not
this
yet.
electrical thing?
Not yet.
Oh,
And
that
we were,
stupid hood.
that hood kept coming up. We were like, I don't know, 20 miles from the road at this point, and probably 30 miles from the nearest town to just set the scene. But all of this stuff, anybody up there in Alaska could go out and enjoy this. So remember they had the box truck out there?
Yes.
It was
the
gnarly.
box truck made better time than we did.
That's
That-
true.
That had the food in it.
That's true.
There
This
you
was
go with the window down.
So
I remember seeing that
much
with your
fun.
window was still
Tailgate
down.
dragging.
Oopsie. Oh, I forgot about that. Little seesaw motion. Oh, I lost my tailgate, didn't I? Yep. You drove over it. Did you swerve for it? What an ass. You're really like, that was your brand. I'm going to go for it.
The
I
window
definitely-
down.
Well, you couldn't put it up because you hit the door.
I don't know what happened, man. I think I just couldn't see at that point.
Oh, gosh, that was fun.
It was so... I just couldn't believe that you could drive to this stuff and it was free and it was all part of it. But my truck started to take a little hit here. And I was having a little bit... Oh, I lost my battery. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, the battery is bouncing all over the place.
Shortly after, I began to have some problems with my oil pressure. And if you don't know anything about cars, you have to have oil pressure that means you have oil moving around in there. And so I said to my producers on the walkie-talkies, like, hey guys, just a heads up, I don't have any oil pressure. And the truck's still moving. They're like, what does that mean?
It means we're gonna be down another truck.
Well,
soon.
it's gonna go bang or it's gonna go boom. It's gonna go something, but they're
What?
like, okay, well.
Duck if you see a rod flying out of this thing.
I think their response was, well, I mean, the show has to end at some point. Just keep going.
At this point, that's where it was like. It was like how the show's going to end somewhere. They knew we were going to go drive on a glacier, right?
Yes.
That was the goal, but nobody had really been there and seen if we could actually drive on it.
No, an impossibility.
Yeah, this was in a cubicle in Santa Monica or West Hollywood somewhere. It seemed completely feasible.
Ooh,
Yeah,
there
someone drew it
goes.
on a whitewboard, and
Right.
a bunch of other people went, okay, good.
Yeah, so here we are.
Who wrote "I love sheep" on my back window? You think that's funny?
It's
None of you are
Come
sheep.
on.
Do you think that's funny? I had forgotten that till right now. What an idiot. I love sheep. That's classy. That's
You
really...
didn't know it?
Totally forgot that.
That's awesome.
So here's poor Chuck. Now the starter, the truck kept trying to lock up, and the starter was so strong that it would pull it forward until this moment. So now we're probably a quarter of a mile off that big wide trail we were on. We came back to get the truck. The crew came back 9 hours, 10 hours after we passed it, right? They came back the next morning. The truck had been flipped over on its roof. All the windows had been shot out, and they stole the wheels and tires.
That's why they flipped it over to get the wheels
Yeah.
on.
Like a $3,000 roll cage in there and harnesses. Left all that, of course, and just...
We can't get that.
Yeah.
We can flip it over and get the wheels and tires.
You really pushed me into that tree. Hey, genius, I'm in a tree. Oh, let's zoom in on the I love sheep. Thanks, guys. Classy.
Oh, then last rights.
Well, you have to. I mean, when you have a bond with a vehicle like that, legitimately, if that truck had made it out, I'd still have it today. Like, it was just such a, because we bonded with these cars, right? Like, I don't know why.
You know which one I really bonded with? That 78 Mail Jeep. I don't know what the episode was that had
really
right-hand drive, that stupid. You know what was great on that? Because me and you had driver's side to driver's side, and we were high-fiving at like 50 miles an hour.
So, not a lot of people may know what happened to the Blurple truck.
Oh. Yeah, we...
Because it went into a show that didn't air.
Yes.
Well, sometimes you shoot stuff and it looks awesome, and then other times you shoot stuff and you're like, wow, that didn't work at all. Let's toss that.
But you don't know until you try.
So we angrily, the second season, Adam and I took this truck and we tried to show the world that it wasn't as cool as we thought. And we put it up against an MRAP.
In Utah.
What kind of tests did you do?
Well, so it's a military truck. We're trying to show all these things like, oh, well, you know, they need a new vehicle. This MRAP can do anything. So it's obviously way better than this truck that seemed like it was America's toughest truck.
Like what kind of tests?
I went through the water.
Yeah. How did the Blurple truck do there?
I made it.
Okay, and
Did
then
pretty
what
well.
else
You were in the MRAP.
It was
I was
like
driving
3
the thing.
feet. It was like 3 feet of water. It was pretty damn deep.
What else did you do?
We did like a
hill climb?
sand hill climb.
Did the
Wasn't
Blurple
supposed to
truck
make it?
Make that?
Yep.
I made it.
You made it?
I made it.
All
yeah.
right, what else did you
It
do?
did like a speed run through a crazy rough off-road course.
And how did it do on that one?
It did.
I made it.
Did it go faster than the MRAP?
Yeah, it did.
You were in the MRAP.
It did everything better, but for the record, it wouldn't keep
Amazing.
anyone safe.
That's amazing.
And
Oh.
it's terrible and not cost effective. So like it was, but we all of a sudden realized like, well, this doesn't work. What should we do? Let's destroy it.
Yeah.
Let's
And how'd
kill
you
the
destroy
truck.
it? How'd
Put
you
a
destroy
ratchet strap.
Yeah, we ran a tow strap through the windows of the truck, and then we hooked that with a long pull up to an MRAP, and then we got in and we floored it. And so when the slack finally ran out, it just went like a tie, and it just wrenched the whole truck together.
Yeah.
And then we
You
pulled it
bastards.
on its roof for about
And
a quarter of a mile.
that's the truck
quarter
that's
of a
behind
mile.
my station at the studio.
oh, that's right.
Yeah, that we put the truck behind me.
I forgot about that. Yeah, and so for the record,
Look
when
at
you're-
this. This looks like the Fortress of Solitude.
It was so beautiful.
Superman goes here to meditate.
But out here, it has that same thing that Las Vegas does, where you see it and you're like, "Oh, it can't be that far." It took forever
to
get
get there.
from the trail to there, and it didn't seem like, "No, it's right there." It just would go on forever,
Mm-hmm.
Scale
and
of that
ever,
glacier. I
and
wonder if
ever.
it's there now.
I did really enjoy that Toyota. That thing was tough. It just was so. It was not meant for what we were
underpowered.
doing. It was like a total little rock crawler.
Or now we can't hear this. Obviously, we're looking at the closed captioning, but I didn't have a voice at this point from that
No.
first night sleeping in the truck.
You did, but it was like, paging Mr. Herman.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have a telephone call at the front desk. It definitely, and I don't think you smoked for 30 years, but it sounded like
sounded
it.
like
Yeah.
smoking cigarettes in the back.
I think you kept trying to change your voicemail while we were out there, like, hey,
Yeah, it would take advantage. You
hello,
know,
I'm sorry, I'm in the Alaskan wilderness. I'll have to call you, back.
the hat I'm wearing.
animal with my bare hands.
Leave a
message while I wash up.
An elephant crapped my hat out. Anyway, text me. I can't pick up. I can't pick up right now. I have to call you back.
This is the guy with the case of blue T-shirts and rock stars just leaving by the door.
Ooh, speaking of Rockstar.
Hey, anyone see my blue shirt? Now I'm back. I've turned my shirt back correct side out because it's gone another day, and you're just trying to get the
Oh, that's
cleanest
funny.
view you can. What a great time! And I think you did technically. I mean, you touched a glacier in that
Yeah.
you ran your truck into it.
You're back
But you
on.
know, with this global warming, that's probably a big swimming pool now. Am I right?
Yeah. See, now you don't have to do this. The glacier
Oh,
comes
seriously
to you.
though.
So from this episode, you know, I went to Anchorage and flew to Helsinki,
Oh, cool. Show off.
straight over the North Pole. Show off.
No, I mean, no, that's really cool. Tell that part again.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to. Oh,
There you go.
oh, you hit it. So there it was. I was in Helsinki, and I was like, oh, Florence, look out the window. It's the North Pole.
I leave
Hang
Anchorage.
on, it was amazing. So there I was.
I just
flying
left my
over-
plebe friends back there in Anchorage.
As I landed, Santa needed a ride.
There it
I
was.
said, get it.
I said, hey, Nick, get in. Saint Nick. don't know
I
if you
get
get-
it. I get it.
You do?
Okay.
I
I could have said Chris, but I was like, he's not going to get Chris. Go for Nick. Chris Kringle. A lot of people think that's his
You get that?
name. Klaus. Santa. Klaus. Anyway, there you were. How was Helsinki? About everyone's dying to know.
Now we
How
gotta
was
know.
Helsinki?
Thanks for setting the stage.
Don't just leave it hanging out there.
Did you
What
wear a
did you
blue
do
shirt?
there?
Oh, look.
Yeah.
Climbs back up the hill.
Those
That thing
flowers
beat
are
the MRAP. That is amazing.
majestic.
It did, yeah.
It was really cool. But seriously though, how was Helsinki?
Great.
Nice people?
It's great.
Were you
I just
racing?
didn't know there was a flight that went straight over. It was super
That's
cool.
the story?
You know what? Until this
Look at
moment,
that glacier.
neither did Adam and I.
We had no clue.
I don't know a single other person who's ever left somewhere and flown over the North Pole.
And thought it important enough to share with others.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty amazing.
You want to tell us about the time you went to outer space? I mean, what else you got in the
Have you
hopper?
been to the third ring of Saturn? I've gone, but
He's
off,
always talking about Uranus.
I've gone off season.
Uranus. See, it's another level there.
So
You know, you can go to Pluto. It's not a planet.
Oh my God.
So that's the end of the episode.
What a good time, guys.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this. Did you have fun?
I did.
I think we should do it again sometime.
I will.
We appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you follow us on social at
right there.
Rutledge Wood,
No, it's over here.
at
It's over
Tanner Faust, at Adam Ferrara. Hit like, subscribe, share with your friends, and tell us if you want us to do some more shows. What's your favorite show?
And we'll do that.
We want to know. We're going to make some shirts and stuff too. It's going to be fun. Speedy, Beardy, and the Mole. We appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you next time.
See ya. Peace.
Can I get one of those blue shirts? Though,
Do you have
seriously?
another one for me?
I've got like 14 of them upstairs.
Next
Oh,
time,
Yes.
all of us wear blue shirts.
Okay.
Done.
So it went right over the North Pole. It
I
was crazy.
couldn't believe
Let me
it.
tell you more
Have you
about
been
it.
to Helsinki?
Northern
Oh, it's
Lights.
beautiful
Is it
this
direct
time of
flight?
year.